West Virginia may have finally landed their quarterback for the 2023 recruiting class. So pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and let me and my friend Mountaineer Paul tell you all about it. What is up, college sports fans, Big 12 fans, and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Coos, and welcome into yet another edition of Coos' Corner. So pull that chair up and let Paul and I serve you up a double shot of top-shelf college football knowledge. If you like Big 12 football content, if you like West Virginia Mountaineers football content especially, this right here is where you should be, along with over at Mountaineer Paul's channel. So please hit that red subscribe button if you haven't yet. Please give me the thumbs up on this video. Please drop a comment below. And last but not least, please share this out with all of your college sports-loving friends. On tap today, we're talking West Virginia's 2023 commit at the quarterback position that they finally were able to get this past week. Now, he hasn't signed on the dotted line yet, but it does look good that they're going to be able to land this young man named Sean Boyle. And like I said before, I've got my friend here, Mountaineer Paul, here to talk about it with me. Paul, how are you doing?
Doing well, Coos. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely, my friend.
I'm excited about this prospect. He's an interesting guy that's going to be fun to talk about.
Absolutely. And real quick before we get into it, go ahead and let my viewers know where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me at Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. I'll be rebranding that come basketball season to go on into basketball season. You can also find me right above my head here at Paul Mountaineer. I'm the same as Coos. I cover Big 12 and also, obviously, West Virginia Mountaineers right here where the helmet is. Love the Mountaineers, so if you love the Mountaineers, come follow me.
Absolutely. Paul's doing a lot of great things over there. His channel's really growing fast. He's had some really cool guests on his channel, so go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description box. Well, let's dive right into this quarterback commit, Sean Boyle. He's 6'2" tall, 197 pounds, according to 24/7 Sports. He's a 3-star recruit, rated as the 63rd best quarterback in the country and the 33rd top player in the state of North Carolina. He's held offers from James Madison University, USF, University of South Florida, UConn, among others. His only Power 5 offer other than West Virginia was Rutgers. And then he had actually already committed to UNC-Charlotte. But once he got a commitment from West Virginia, it didn't take him very long to decide to decommit from Charlotte and then a few days later commit to the West Virginia Mountaineers. So, Paul, first of all, what are you most excited about Boyle coming to Morgantown potentially?
He's a diamond in the rough. He really is. If you turn on the tape and look at him, he throws a really accurate, tight ball, a lot of velocity on it for a kid his size. It'll be interesting to see once he packs on some weight to that tinier frame that he has at the moment, that high school body, just how much more velocity and zip he's going to get on that ball, because so it's already pretty impressive, given that he are the type of offense that they're in there, and just a hotbed for quarterbacks right now in the Charlotte area, North Carolina.
It is absolutely. And when you read off that offer list, some of you may not be impressed by that because there's a lot of FBS schools on that list. I mean, a lot of Group of 5 FBS schools on that list, I should say. But one thing we need to keep in mind here, one of the reasons he didn't get a lot of offers is because he plays in an offense kind of like a triple option type offense where they don't pass the ball a whole lot. And I think that's one of the reasons West Virginia didn't offer him, because he actually went to camp at West Virginia back in June and didn't get this offer until just in October. So they waited a while to offer him. But when you look at his stats, this is through his first 7 games of his senior season. 69 out of 95 for 1,190 yards, 11 touchdowns, only 1 pick. Okay. His junior year, he was 52 of 90 for 800 yards with 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So he's already thrown the ball more through his first 7 games of this season than he did the entire season his junior year, and his completion percentage has actually improved, which is an anomaly. Usually, the more passes you throw, your percentage is going to actually drop some because, for obvious reasons, there's more chances for failure, right? So I wanted to point that out to you guys, that the reason he didn't get a lot of Power 5 offers is because the offense he was playing in, not because of his lack of ability or his skill set. I'm actually going to share the film with you guys so you guys can watch it along with us, and then I'll let Paul comment on it.
Nice seam ball.
Yeah, watch this throw right here. This is my favorite throw. He scrambles out of the pocket to his left now as a right-handed quarterback on the run. Boom, right on the sideline.
And obviously, because he plays in this kind of offense, now you see there he's in the gun.
Yeah.
And he looks really good. His footwork looks pretty good. Right there, his footwork was a little off. But, he's going to have to adjust, obviously, to a Graham Harrell type system or whatever system he comes into. There's just not very many offenses outside of Army, Navy, what Paul Johnson did at Georgia Tech before he left, that this would have been useful for. But, yeah, he's got wheels.
That was a heck of a block right there. May have been a penalty.
Yeah,
I love his ability to throw on the run, especially that throw he made going to the left. I mean, he throws a really tight spiral, which I like.
This reminds me of the kid that Graham Harrell had at North Texas.
Yeah, good point.
Actually,
Mason Fine.
Mason Fine. Yeah.
Now this young man, my feeling is it's probably going to take him a year or two to get adjusted to this offense, to the speed of the game, obviously. But that's the thing with West Virginia. We have a lot of young quarterbacks on this team right now. I mean, heck, JT Daniels even has an extra year of eligibility. So,
yeah.
I mean, and then we've got Nico, who's only a freshman. We've got Goose, who's only a sophomore or a redshirt freshman, actually. And then you've got Garrett Green, who's a junior. So we've got a very young quarterback room. And so this kid could come in and not have to worry about getting thrown to the wolves and not have to start right away.
100%. And some people I've seen people can conjecture one way or the other what this signing actually means. Does it mean JT Daniels is moving on? Does it mean he's going to stay? I've just decided not to try to look into it that much. We drive ourselves crazy doing that. All it is they didn't have a quarterback in the 23 class yet, and the rule of thumb is you sign a quarterback in every class if you can.
Absolutely.
Whether that be transfer portal or high school. And it seems like this coaching staff is still of the belief system that drafting a high school quarterback is the way to go. As to where some other coaching staffs have decided that transfer portal quarterbacks are the way they're going to go.
Right.
It's interesting.
Exactly. You had Raheem Jeter, who had committed to us, and then he decommitted and ended up at East Carolina. And he decommitted. He
was asked to leave.
I think so, because he decommitted just a few days after Graham Harrell got to see him throw for the first time. And for everything I read online, I did some research on it, and I think he missed a lot of throws that day. I don't think he had a good day. So, maybe Graham decided he wanted to go a different direction. But either way, I hope it works out for the young man. Hopefully he'll have a good career at ECU. But, it probably just wasn't a fit,
According to Casaza and Anderson, they said that out of their own mouths on their show that he was basically asked to leave.
Oh, okay.
To move on.
Yeah,
That it just wasn't a fit.
Right. Okay.
I heard that.
Yeah, and that's part of the recruiting game, And
yeah, it happens.
So hopefully this young man. Another thing I like about this young man too, and this is why I think all the controversy surrounding this program right now with Neil Brown being on the hot seat and all that. I think this young man will probably come to West Virginia regardless of all that because he has ties to the program. His mother went to Morgantown High School and attended West Virginia University. And he's got a lot of family members who attend. So he grew up going to West Virginia football games and as a fan of West Virginia. He was waiting. This is the offer he had been waiting on. So, a lot of people were saying that he didn't. Well, I saw online somebody said that he only flipped because UNC-Charlotte's coach got fired. That's not true. I think he would have flipped anyway because I think West Virginia was really the school he wanted.
Well, as you know, Coos, I corresponded with the kid just right after the offer went out and offered him a stage in which to flip from Charlotte to West Virginia on.
Right.
He told me initially, I showed you the screenshot, that I would want to do that. Apparently he had a conversation with his family, maybe decided that wasn't the best course of action, maybe out of respect to Charlotte, who knows?
Yeah.
Or maybe, just wanted to keep some privacy. It's hard to say, but definitely no hard feelings there at all or anything like that. He didn't owe me anything. But So I, just to your point though, I had a feeling that he was for sure serious about West Virginia University.
Yeah.
He answered me back quick with a bunch of exclamation points.
Did he?
He
Awesome.
was excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good deal. Yeah. I'm glad. And like I said, he took a few days before he made the decision, which I respect. He didn't just jump as soon as they offered him, I don't think. He still, even though he probably in the back of his mind knew that's what he wanted to do, he still took time to think about it, talk to his family about it, make sure it was the right fit for him. Then he made the decision because keep in mind, he's from Charlotte Catholic High School, you know, and his offer, he could have went to school, in his hometown. So I'm sure that was enticing to do that because he could have been closer to family. But, West Virginia appears to be his dream school. He got the offer from his dream school. And another thing he mentioned in what I was reading about him too, and I read articles in both West Virginia Metro News and in 24/7 Sports write up, which I'll link to in the description as well. But one thing he talked about is how he really feels like he's going to fit well in the Graham Harrell's offense and loves how he throws the ball a lot too.
Yeah, big change from what he's doing now, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And you and I have talked a lot about how we feel strongly about running quarterbacks, especially you. I know you do. Uh, the running quarterback is needed in today's game. So, and this kid,
Yes.
obviously, you guys saw the film. The kid can move, and I'm not saying he's going to be a run first quarterback, but he will be able to run and make plays with his feet when he needs to, I believe. So that excites me a little
Yeah,
bit as well.
I agree 100%. And it ties to the history of our program.
Yep,
If you look
absolutely.
at any successful quarterback we've ever had that's won any type of games, whether that's Major Harris, Rasheed Marshall, Pat White, Skylar Howard, and even Will Greer to an extent, they were mobile. Geno Smith, he was mobile. It's literally entrenched within the history of our program.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you can't win another way, but there's a reason we have to do in the past because, guys like Rasheed Marshall and Major Harris at that time, that was against the grain. One last thing I would like to mention too is look at his grade. It's the 85, which is pretty much a mid-tier 3-star player. Considering that, I think that's a compliment considering the offense that he plays in. Not a whole lot of evaluation to be done up until this season. If he had played in an offense more catered to his abilities, who knows what his rating would be? It'd probably be a little bit higher than that. Just something to think about.
right. Great point. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't want anybody to think just because they see a bunch of group of 5 teams on here that this kid can't play. Because obviously, Graham Harrell is no dummy. He played the quarterback position. He's obviously coached it successfully. He's coached Jackson Dart. He's coached JT Daniels. He's coached Mason Fine at North Texas, Keaton Slovis, Pitt. So
Yeah,
he's coached some really good
Slovis.
quarterbacks, and he learned from Aaron Rodgers in the NFL for crying out loud. So he knows what good quarterback play looks like. So I trust his judgment on his kid, and I feel like he's going to be a good addition to the Mountaineers. And as a bonus, uh, the kid grew up a Mountaineer fan and has family ties to the school, which always makes it even more special. So, with that being said, everybody, don't
Definitely.
forget to go check Paul out on his channel. I'll leave the link there. Our Twitter handles are above our heads. They're at Coos206 and at Paul Mountaineer. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and Paul's, please. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video. Don't forget to share it, and don't forget to leave that comment. You guys had a chance to watch the film with us. What do you think about this young man? Do you like what you see? Or hey, if you disagree with us and you don't think this kid's going to cut it, let us know that too. It's okay to disagree. So, with that being said, Paul, you have any final thoughts?
No, I think I'm good, man. Just like Coos said, make sure you like his video. Share this video with your peeps on Twitter, whatever it is. Anybody in your Facebook groups, anybody that watches Mountaineer football that may not know about this kid, let's get the word out that he's not just some group of 5 type quarterback. Because evaluating him, I can promise that there's going to be people eating crow about that later on down the line.
Right. And real quick, before I forget to mention it, guys, I'm having a sale right now in my merch store, 20% off. If you want to check out my merch store, I'll leave a link to that at the top of my description box as well. Between today, which is November the 3rd, through Sunday, November 6th, you get 20% off any purchase in my merch store. So take advantage of that while you can. With that being said, everybody, I really appreciate you tuning in. Until the next show, Q Country Roads.